Another good day for cricket fans to have a great encounter of cricket in the grounds, and definitely it is going to be Gujarat Titans and Sunrisers Hyderabad. I have with me Gauri and Chirayu to discuss the same, and me and Gauri can totally relate to this conversation which we are going to have today. It is like we have been having this discussion since the very start of this tournament, and SRH has been that disappointing for us because every day we were like, today it is going to be different for SRH. Maybe today they can do it, but every day, every match they were like just disappointing, except some clashes. But Gauri, certainly, like आज एक और मुकाबला है गुजरात टाइटंस के अगेंस्ट सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद का. It has to be like Gujarat Sunrisers Hyderabad has to do something today because ये इनके लिए again do or die है. If you lose it, you're gonna lose this tournament from your hands. But the good part about this tournament so far is कि business end पर पहुंचने वाला है tournament, but still 9 teams अभी भी contention में है कि इनमें से कोई भी टीम playoff का part हो सकता है. So इतना दूर भी नहीं है सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद के लिए ये मुकाबला जीत करके अपनी contention को continue करना, but इतना आसान भी नहीं है. So I would like to know like what are the chances of SRH number one, number two? Already Brian Lara has commented this. Ki we would have been sitting on the top of the table. The kind of skill set we have got, like SRH के team से Brian Lara ने ये statement दिया है कि this is the kind of skill set they have already got. They could be sitting on the top of the table, but they just couldn't do it. So, what are your thoughts about this statement of Brian Lara, and do you think it is like the right thing which he's saying?
Of course. I mean, whenever we have talked of SRS, there was never any denying to the fact that they are having a good squad. They are having a fine, combination. There was never a doubt or a question on their skill set of the batsmen or the bowlers or the all-rounders. There was always the discussion about, them not, executing their plans well, or them not, taking or rising up to the chances that they have been getting. So yeah, of course, it's about, it was never about, having a very loose team or having a very weak side that they were not able to build on. But of course, it was about not playing that standard of cricket that they would have wanted to in this tournament. And again, when you're talking about the points table, it's so interesting to see that we are all already nearing the business end, and the nine teams are still alive in the race. I mean, there is not even one team that has purely qualified for the playoffs. GT still, again, because the top two teams have been losing some games of late. CSK lost to KKR, then GT also lost their game. So yeah, that is very interesting. So at this point of time, you can never say that SRH are not having any chance at all. They can still make it based on some other calculations as well, and GT have still not qualified it. So maybe it can be interesting. Although GT have been sitting right at the top, and SRH have been languishing at ninth. But again, things can turn around. Maybe SRH can go on to defeat GT and make their chances slightly better even today.
Right. Chirayu, for Gujarat Titans, like जब से ये confirm हुआ है कि they need to win just match or to get into the qualifier, like जो top two teams की तरह वो मतलब fix हो जाएंगे for the playoffs. But जैसे ये चीज आई है बस उसके बाद next match मुंबई से था and they lost the match, which was like they couldn't just simply win it. And I don't know, मुझे लगता है somehow a pressure is getting mounted on them because they have to just win one match to get into it, and then they couldn't do it. कि बस एक चीज करनी है वही नहीं हो पा रहा है. And पूरे tournament में throughout tournament they were really good. But last match में देख करके लगा कि they were having some pressure to get into the qualifiers. What do you think about it?
I don't think that Gujarat should have any sort of pressure at all, because they are sitting comfortably at the top of the table. But the thing of concern over here is that if they get in the first or the second spot of the points table, because that is when you have most chances to make it into the finals. Because even if you lose the qualifier, you get another chance to bounce back. But Gujarat, I don't feel that if they manage to win just one out of their remaining two games, they will confirm their qualifier one position. So that really sums up the entire tournament of Gujarat Titans that has been continued so far. And I do believe that even after not having the best of the players, they made a good combination out of it. They knew how to utilize their players. Like we have all seen that how good Rashid has become, how good Shami has become. Before they were in their teams, Rashid was playing for SRH. SRH could not reap benefits out of the playing unit, and that is exactly was what GT has managed to do. Like their batters are firing at the top, their middle order is hitting the important runs in the form of David Miller or even Abhinav Manohar for that matter, and their bowlers are doing the job that they need to do, that is to take wickets, and they have taken wickets at the right moment. Speaking of the two previous games, like they lost against Delhi Capitals, they lost against Mumbai Indians. That is not something that you will win each and every game. You are bound to lose a few games in the tournament. So I don't think that there should be any sort of pressure on Hardik Pandya or Gujarat Titans, because they know that if they manage to win just one out of the remaining two games, they seal their berth for the qualifiers, and that is what we will expect to see. They will be high on confidence moving to this game.
Which means कि चिराग you are confirming कि आज का मैच पक्का गुजरात टाइटंस जीत रहा है, right? Against
Yes,
SRH.
yes, that is what I'm expecting them.
I think ये SRH को भी मालूम है कि आज तो ये होने वाला है because that has been the story of the tournament so far from SRH
You
end.
never know, Rats. You never know. वो होम ग्राउंड पे ही बेकार करने के लिए जाने गए हैं. Away they have been performing quite okay. Maybe you never know today.
Yes,
Yeah,
and the
even
business end is the thing of turnarounds. So we might
Exactly.
we might see a miracle today, but Gujarat team definitely looks strong on paper at the moment.
True.
राइट चलो एक चीज तो सनराइजर्स के पॉजिटिव में जाती दिख रही है दैट इज कि वो अपने होम ग्राउंड पे नहीं है इट हैज बीन लाइक कर्स जब भी वो अपने होम ग्राउंड पे खेल रहे हैं आई थिंक सेम हैपेंस विद राजस्थान रॉयल्स एज वेल अपने होम ग्राउंड पे खेलते हैं तो पता नहीं क्या उन्हें पता ही नहीं होता व्हाट टू डू लाइक इट्स नॉट एन एडवांटेज इट्स डिसएडवांटेज फॉर देम इफ दे आर प्लेइंग एट देयर होम ग्राउंड बट लेट्स कम टू दिस मैच अगेन as you were discussing about it, let's take a look at the head-to-head of Gujarat Titans and Sunrisers Hyderabad. As if like they haven't played many matches because Gujarat Titans पिछले सीजन ही आए थे, but दो मैचेस इन दोनों के बीच में हुए हैं जिसमें एक में गुजरात ने और एक में एसआरएच ने जीत हासिल करी है. इसके अलावा अगर हम पिच रिपोर्ट की तरफ जाएं तो आज नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम में ये मुकाबला खेला जाएगा और वहां की पिच रिपोर्ट क्या कहती है आपको एक बार ये भी बता देते हैं. The pitch in the Narendra Modi Stadium is good for both spin and pace. The average first inning score in IPL 23 at this venue is 179.2 और ये वही ग्राउंड है जहां पर हमने एक सर्टेन पिच कॉर्नर में देखा था कि बहुत ज्यादा रन बनते हैं तो कहीं पर बॉलर्स की बहुत ज्यादा एडवांटेज उन्हें देखने को मिलता है. अब देखना होगा कि आज का ये मुकाबला जो है वो किस तरीके से बीतता है. बट गौरी एज फॉर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट एसआरएच मैचेस ये बात भी अगेन ब्रायन लारा ने अपने स्टेटमेंट में कही थी कि हम लोगों ने कुछ बहुत ही क्लोज मैचेस को हारा है लाइक जैसे कि इफ आई कैन टेल यू जस्ट सम सर्टेन नंबर्स सो अगेंस्ट दिल्ली कैपिटल्स लॉस्ट बाय 7 रन्स अगेंस्ट कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स लॉस्ट बाय 5 रन्स और इसके अलावा अगेंस्ट मुंबई इंडियंस लॉस्ट बाय 14 रन्स सो इट वाज लाइक वेरी क्लोज मैचेस फॉर देम फॉर एसआरएच टू जो वो अपने एंड पर ले जा ही नहीं पाए. सो कैन वी कॉल दिस इट लाइक कि टीम अच्छी थी अच्छा कर रही थी बस वो उस मैच को जो फिनिश करने का एक स्पार्क होता है जो आप मैच को अपने एंड तक अपने पक्ष में लेके जाते हैं वो चीज उनकी गलत बैठ गई या फिर अगेन माइंडसेट अपना रोल प्ले करता है.
See, Rajsi, there when you talk about the game of cricket or any sport for that matter, the people, fans, or everyone out there who remembers the thing is the result, is the loss or the win. People do not see if you're winning by 5 runs or 7 runs or 2 runs or 1 wicket, because no matter how close, because again, cricket is a game of very, very small margins. Like we all know, we have been talking about it. You cannot say they have won by 5 runs, 7 runs, so ultimately they lost the game. Now, how they lost the game, that is on them to check and maybe analyze how they lost the game or how they are not able to get over the line during the last moments of the game. That is completely up to them and on them to check out this and analyze these things. But again, if you talk about these numbers that they have been losing close encounters and that they have not been able to get over the line during the last crunch moments of the match, I think that is something that they really need to work on. I mean, if they were seeing this pattern right from the beginning, they could have worked upon that in the middle also, because right now we have been just nearing the business and one match remains from here. So I don't know, I don't think so that this is a time that we talk about all these things, weaknesses and all those shortcomings. This is a time should have been earlier, maybe in the middle of the game when SRH were having a losing streak. So I think that's the time is now quite over for, to talk about all these things. What is left for them, that it's good that all the 9 teams still have the hopes to qualify for the playoffs. What best they can do from now is just go on, have their full chances, win the match, and if they wish, they can also strive to better up their net run rate, because that is also going to play a crucial role out there.
राइट, और दोनों ही कैप्टन्स ने अपने कुछ चेंजेस अनाउंस किए हैं। लाइक फ्रॉम गुजरात टाइटंस, हार्दिक पांड्या ने बताया है, शंकर गॉट हिट बाय अ बॉल इन द नेट yesterday. Sai comes in and Shanaka makes his debut, and also Yash Dayal is back. So Chirayu, Yash is back for Gujarat Titans. Last उन्होंने मुकाबला केकेआर के अगेंस्ट खेला था जब रिंकू सिंह ने 6 छक्के लगाए थे ऑन, सॉरी 5 सिक्सेस लगाए थे ऑन यश दयाल। उसके बाद उनको ड्रॉप कर दिया गया था। Now Yash Dayal is back. So do you see like he will be confident today, like how he's going to play today, and what are the changes जो बनाए हैं गुजरात टाइटंस ने? क्या आप खुश हैं उन चेंजेस से?
I'm absolutely happy that Gujarat combination has, really believed in Yash Dayal, because it can happen with anyone. You can have one bad over, but you need just one good game to, contrast it all. And make it your own game. So, and I was really terrified to hear that he had lost weight, and he went into depression and all that sort of thing, because the mental breakdown is the most difficult thing that can happen to a player. And as a youngster, it is really important to get back from that stage and perform in such a big tournament. So he should definitely feel happy for that, that he's getting an opportunity again and make the most use out of it. And even during the match that he got hit, I mentioned it, that if he finds his rhythm back, Ashish Nehra will definitely know how to use his bowlers, use his combination well. So I'm really happy that Yash Dayal is back, but I'm also very happy that Dasun Shanaka, who has been doing extremely well for Sri Lanka in the past 2 or 3 years or so, he has made his debut finally, because he was not able to do so because of the foreign players combination. Now that he has got the opportunity, he will make the Gujarat's force even more formidable. And Sai Sudarshan is back as always, so it really stabilizes the batting unit more better. So yeah, I'm overall pretty much satisfied with the three changes that have been made by Gujarat today.
राइट, और उसी के साथ एक बार देख लेते हैं प्लेयर टू वॉच आउट ऑफ दिस मैच, गुजरात टाइटंस और सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद की तरफ से जिस तरह के प्लेयर्स रहे हैं। सो डेफिनेटली भुवनेश्वर कुमार जब एसआरएच के एंड से खेलते हैं तो काफी लीथल दिखाई पड़ते हैं, और आज भी उनसे उम्मीद होगी कि गुजरात टाइटंस के अगेंस्ट कुछ एक्सट्रीमली एक्सट्रीमली स्पेशल स्पेल उनकी तरफ से देखने को मिले। 157 मैचेस ही हैज प्लेड, 163 विकेट्स ही हैव टेकन, और उनका इकोनॉमी रहा है 7.37 का। वहीं अगर हम प्लेयर टू वॉच आउट जाए गुजरात टाइटंस की तरफ से, तो वहां से भी मुझे एक बॉलर की उम्मीद है, और डेफिनेटली राशिद खान जब वहां पर है, जिनको हमें से कई लोग सर्टिफाई कर चुके हैं बेस्ट T20 क्रिकेटर। सो राशिद खान यहाँ पर होंगे प्लेयर टू वॉच आउट फ्रॉम गुजरात टाइटंस के एंड से। 104 मैचेस उन्होंने खेले, इकोनॉमी 6.57 का मेंटेन किया है, 135 विकेट्स हैं इनके नाम, which is quite interesting. Since Gauri, as per our promise to our viewers, can you just simply let us know about the 4 fantasy players from both the teams?
Ratsi, see, for SRH, there have been a lot of players who are not having a very good tournament, even though they have become the players to watch out for. For that matter, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, because he has been the veteran, but not leading the way with the ball the way team would have wanted to. So again, I think I don't know what about their performances or something, but again, if there is one name SRH for who has performed in last 2 matches at least, that is Anmolpreet Singh at the top. So I think maybe that can become the one name, Anmolpreet Singh. Other, if you talk about in the SRH, I can say Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, because it might be the right moment for him, just click in and perform at the crucial juncture of the tournament. If you talk about GT, Rashid Khan is definitely going to be the one name that I would name, because again, with the both in the both departments of the game, his contribution has been immense and very vital. And if one more name that I would name for GT is Hardik Pandya, because Pandya, again, for the same reason, he has not been able to click in the season with the bat or anything the way he would have wanted to lead. So I would really want to see Hardik Pandya clicking in the right moment and lead from the front like a captain today.
Right. Shirayu, can you give us your 4 names?
So my 2 names from the SRH setup, one would definitely be Aiden Markram, simply for the fact that he also bats and bowls. And the other name that I would like to mention here is Marco Jansen, because I'm really impressed with the way he has bowled in the limited opportunities that he has got, and he can also play the role of a finisher at the end. And he's been really good with his stroke making abilities. So Marco Jansen and Aiden Markram. And from Gujarat Titans, I would want to pick the same as Gauri did, that is Hardik Pandya and Rashid Khan. Like Hardik Pandya is a good leader. He's back into bowling over 140, which is a good sign. And on his day, he can bat really well and completely demolish the opposition. So Hardik Pandya, and as we all know by the form of Rashid Khan, he will also be the my pick of the captain's list. So Rashid Khan will be my captain for tonight's game.
Great. With that, let's take a look at the social tracker of this match from Gujarat Titans and Sunrisers Hyderabad. एक बार नजर डालते हैं जो पहला ट्वीट हमें यहाँ पर दिख रहा है. So Rahul Tripathi has struggled to get going against Mohammad Shami in IPL. Who do you think will win the battle tonight? And it is going to be an interesting battle between Rahul Tripathi and Mohammad Shami. Now, if we go to the next tweet of this match, then that is Gujarat Titans fans before tonight's GT versus SRH, knowing every game matters. बस एक जीत और डेफिनेटली बस एक जीत और एंड दे आर गोइंग टू डेफिनेटली एंटर द प्लेऑफ्स ऑफ द आईपीएल 2023 और पिछले मुकाबले में पिछले सीजन के विनर रहे हैं और इस सीजन भी प्लेऑफ खेलते हुए दिखाई देंगे. एक और अगला ट्वीट सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद के एंड से और यहाँ हम देख सकते हैं ऑरेंज आर्मी विच पेसर विल स्ट्राइक फर्स्ट टुनाइट और यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं पेसर्स एसआरएच के एंड ऑडियंसेस अगर आप हमारे व्यूअर्स अगर आप हमें बता सकें कि कौन सा ऐसा बॉलर है जो पहला ब्रेक थ्रू दिलाएगा सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद को. कुछ ये पूछ रही है सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद की टीम ऑन ट्विटर. सो डू लेट अस नो इन द कमेंट सेक्शन एज वेल. नेक्स्ट ट्वीट प्लीज. Gujarat Titans are all set to sport a lavender kit in support of battle against cancer in their forthcoming match. और आज के इस मुकाबले में अपना टॉस के टाइम पर भी हमने लैवेंडर कलर की जर्सी पहन करके गुजरात टाइटंस के कैप्टन हार्दिक पांड्या को भी देखा और इसका रीजन बताया जा रहा है कि इट इज फॉर द अवेयरनेस अगेंस्ट कैंसर. सो lavender color signifies cancer. That's why इस कलर की जर्सी टीम्स ने पहनी है, which is going to be interesting to see. For the first time हम लोग गुजरात टाइटंस को एक डिफरेंट कलर में देखेंगे. इसके पहले हम आरसीबी को ग्रीन इनिशिएटिव के चलते ग्रीन जर्सीज में देख चुके हैं और आई डोंट थिंक सो कि और किसी टीम ने अभी तक किसी इनिशिएटिव के चलते कोई जर्सी स्पॉट करी है. बट दिस इज द सेकंड टाइम इन आईपीएल व्हेन यू सी एनी अदर टीम other than RCB to sport a different color jersey for a particular initiative. एक बार देख लेते हैं इस पर्टिकुलर मुकाबले की प्लेइंग 11 कैसी दिखाई पड़ रही है गुजरात टाइटंस और सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद के एंड से. तो एज वी कैन सी हार्दिक पांड्या द लेवेंडर जर्सी एंड द कॉम्बिनेशन सेज शुभमन गिल, रिद्धिमान साहा, साई सुदर्शन, हार्दिक पांड्या, डेविड मिलर, दासुन शनाका, राहुल तेवतिया, मोहित शर्मा, राशिद खान, मोहम्मद शमी एंड नूर अहमद. नाउ इफ यू गो टू सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद तो वहां की 11 कैसी दिखाई पड़ती है एक बार इस तरफ में नजर डाल लेते हैं. अभिषेक शर्मा, राहुल त्रिपाठी, एडन मार्करम, हेनरिक क्लासेन, अब्दुल समद, सनवीर सिंह, मयंक मार्कंडे, माको येंसन, भुवनेश्वर कुमार, फजल हक फारूकी एंड टी नटराजन. तो कुछ इस तरह की कॉम्बिनेशन सपोर्ट करती दिखाई देगी गुजरात टाइटंस और सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद. नाउ इफ वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस मैच सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद, शिराइब ने तो अपना चॉइस हमें बता दिया कि इट इज गोइंग टू बी गुजरात टाइटंस टुडे. गौरी, कैन यू रियली सपोर्ट दिस टुडे कि सनराइजर्स कैन डू इट against Gujarat Titans in not their home ground, someone's home ground?
Maybe Ratsi, never know about game, how it can go, or how players, how can they bounce back in the tournament. We never know. Like we have been seeing the best case for MI. How they started, I mean, losing 4 or 5 matches on the trot, and again they are bouncing back, and it's looking like sure at the moment. It's quite sure at the moment that they'll be making into the playoffs. So it's never know about these teams also. So SRH is never having any doubt over the skills or the potential the players are carrying over there. But again, if they utilize their chances well, take the rise to the occasion, maybe they can make it today.
Right. Chirayu, just to conclude the show, can you let us know what is the most disappointing thing SRH has done? Like in which department they have been most disappointing? Is it bowling or batting or fielding or captaincy? Which part do you see is the most disappointing for SRH this season?
I think the balance of the team, they have been making a lot of changes to their playing 11, and that is where it hurt them the most. Like we have always seen that whenever the team stop and change a lot, it really does not make a balance, and you don't players really sometimes find it hard to find a rhythm going into the game. They have been inconsistent with their opening combinations. They have been inconsistent with their foreign players. They have been inconsistent with who is bowling. Like for example, Mayank Markande was picked in a game and he wasn't given the overs. I mean, you have definitely not picked Markande to bat. If he's there as a bowler, you should give him the ball. And if he's not given the ball, I don't think so. Why the captain thought that he should be the part of the playing 11? It is better to give another bowler or another batter a go instead of just playing your Indian bowler just for the sake of it. Uh, Another thing of concern for SRH this season was the player that they believed the most in, which was Harry Brook, of course. Uh,
True.
Despite a solitary 100, I don't think so. There was anything positive that came out of him. And apart from that, Henrik Klassen has been doing really good of late in the past couple of games. He did not get a lot of opportunities. So I think that is where like SRH messed up. And I- if they manage to win, it will be really interesting to see how this last week of the qualifier, before we move into the qualifier, goes, because it will be really interesting to see who are the teams that can still make it to the playoffs. And I will be it really excites me as a cricket fan. And also just a build up that is really exciting, that we have someone who has been eliminated, but we don't have our first qualifier yet. So that makes the game of cricket really interesting, and that is what makes IPL the thing it is today. So yeah, going into the game, that is what I feel that SRH messed up, and they should really give their not 100 but 110% to take the most juice out of the Gujarat.
To
Great.
add to
So
this,
many
Rajsi,
questions. Chirayu says- Yeah.
yeah, yeah. To add to this, Rajsi, because the Chirayu pointed out concerns from the SRH team. The very big concern that have been for SRH is that the costliest player is not performing from them. Harry Brook, that is the one reason. Mayank Agarwal, another, another veteran not performing for them. Mayank Agarwal, who has been just not been able to perform for SRH. Again, they have been chopping their opening combinations a lot, very often. I mean, you asked me to pick fantasy picks. I chose Anmol Preet Singh because he was performing in last two matches. Again, he's not playing today. He's not been named in the playing 11. So you never know with the SRH. The thing is that.
या बेसिकली हम लोग इवन लास्ट मैच में बात भी कर रहे थे गौरी की विद मयंक अग्रवाल दे हैवंट गिवन एनी रीजन लाइक दो ही वाज नॉट परफॉर्मिंग वेल फॉर द टीम बट देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स उसको उनको सब में भी नहीं रख रहे हैं कि उनको सब्स्टिट्यूट की तरह अगर यूज करना चाहे तो उसमें भी उनको रख नहीं रहे एंड देयर इज नो रीजन गिवन पर्टिकुलरली वेदर ही इज इंजर्ड दैट्स व्हाई ही इज ड्रॉप और मे बी ही इज नॉट प्लेइंग गुड इनफ सो देयर इज नो सच टॉक अबाउट इट एंड दे आर जस्ट सिंपली डूइंग इट द वे दे हैव डन विद डेविड वार्नर बिफोर द वे दे हैव डन विद केन विलियमसन बिफोर एंड वंस अगेन दे आर ऑन टू द सेम kind of behavior with Mayank Agarwal as well. And I will not be surprised if we can see like Mayank Agarwal को out of nowhere अगर ये लोग drop भी कर देते हैं because मुझे लगता है again भाई जैसे गौरी हम लोग last time बात भी कर रहे थे कि it is about the mindset but they don't let the players to grow their mindset and win it for the SRH. Before that they take the decision and just simply let them go without having this confidence in their skill कि they are actually skilled enough to do it for the team. You just need to back them. But they don't do that. और SRH का ये problem सबसे बड़ा concern है जो throughout many seasons we have been seen. But God knows ये कब इस बात को समझेंगे and who is actually pushing the core committee to just simply get to the decisions like this and I don't know how they are going to manage this coming seasons. बट होप कि इस बात को ये लोग समझे और इसको कंटिन्यूअसली रिपीट ना करें बट हम लोग तो इस पूरे टूर्नामेंट में और गौरी इस बारे में बात करते आ रहे हैं SRH के इन्हीं कंसर्न्स के बारे में बट अभी तक तो कुछ बदलाव आया नहीं है we can just simply hope कि coming season से we can see a new SRH and a new ideology where they back the talent and just simply can never go, like उनके अगेंस्ट में ना जाकर के उनको बैक करने की कोशिश करें rightly pointed out by Chirayu and Gauri and I think अगर और भी कुछ concerns है जो हमारे viewers हमें comment section में बताएंगे that will be great to know that what are the biggest disappointment according to you for SRH throughout the season. रेस्ट हमारी कॉन्वर्सेशन यहीं पर मैं एंड करूंगी बिकॉज मैच शुरू होने वाला है 6 मिनट्स में और हमें मैच देखने के बाद वापस से कॉन्वर्सेशन के लिए एड अप होना है और हमें बताना है व्हाट आर द अपडेट्स सो उसके लिए अभी को यहीं पे खत्म करना होगा इस कॉन्वर्सेशन को थैंक यू सो मच चिरायु एंड गौरी फॉर जॉइनिंग मी हियर बी राइट बैक एट क्रिक ट्रैकर्स इन द एयर शो